And in the day's other news, tech stocks helped to send Wall Street diving. Facebook led the way. It dropped 7% in value on news that a firm hired by the Trump presidential campaign accessed the private information of more than 50 million Facebook users. The Dow Jones Industrial Average plummeted 335 points to close just under 24,611. The Nasdaq fell more than 137 points, and the S&P 500 slipped 39. Republicans in Pennsylvania suffered critical losses today in a long-running congressional redistricting fight. Both the U.S. Supreme Court and a panel of federal judges refused their request to block a newly drawn map deemed more fair and more favorable to Democrats. Tomorrow is the deadline to file for the May primary ballot. The family business of Jared Kushner, who's the president's son-in-law, now faces state and local investigations for allegedly falsifying documents in New York. That is after the Associated Press reported that Kushner companies routinely claimed that it had no rent-control tenants, when in fact there were hundreds. Today, a New York City Council member condemned the practice.
There's a conscious effort by Kushner companies to weaponize construction for the purpose of displacing New Yorkers from affordable housing units. And once we lose rent-regulated units, we lose them forever. So as far as we're concerned, the buck stops with Kushner companies.
The practice made it easier to bring in higher-paying tenants and then to sell the buildings for more money. Jared Kushner was running the business at the time. His company says that it outsourced the paperwork to another firm. In the war in Syria, Turkey warned its campaign against Syrian Kurds is ready to expand to areas where U.S. troops are deployed. That is after Turkish forces seized the Kurdish-held city of Afrin. Today, the Syrian government demanded that Turks leave the region. Meanwhile, the Syrian assault on eastern Ghouta outside Damascus drove thousands more people from their homes and into government lines. Back in this country, Uber halted all tests of self-driving cars after an Arizona woman was killed by one last night. It is the first known fatality caused by an autonomous vehicle. Police in Tempe said the woman was walking outside a crosswalk when she was hit. A human operator was in the car, but it was in self-driving mode at the time. Mississippi has now become the only state to ban abortions after 15 weeks of pregnancy. Republican Governor Phil Bryant signed the restrictions into law today. The state's lone abortion clinic quickly filed a legal challenge. And leaders in the U.S. Congress pressed today to finish a huge spending bill before Friday's deadline. It totals $1.3 trillion and increases military and domestic funding by 10%. The bill would fund the government for the rest of this fiscal year. Still to come on the NewsHour, what the firing of Andrew McCabe could mean for the Mueller investigation. President Trump lays out a plan to combat the opioid crisis. Vladimir Putin's landslide victory in the Russian election, and much more.